Imagine being the eldest of 4 girls, growing up in an environment where every day felt like a battle. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine being in Precious Eniayekan's shoes. The eldest of 4 girls. You wake up each day in a place that doesn't feel like home, a church auditorium. The hard floors beneath you are your bed. There's no cozy blanket to snuggle under, no pillows to rest your weary head. Just cold, bare tiles. For years, this was all Precious and her family knew. Food was scarce. Every meal felt like a triumph, and every day was a battle to make it to the next. But in the midst of that struggle, there was a light. That light was Precious' father. He didn't have much to give, no riches, no comfort of life, but what he had was a vision. A belief that no matter how poor they were, his daughters would have an education. And not just any education, he ensured they went to reputable schools. Now picture this, Precious, wearing clothes that had been worn and worn again, sitting in classrooms with kids from well-off families. They had the latest gadgets, the finest clothes, and the luxury of never worrying about where their next meal would come from. Yet, instead of feeling small or out of place, Precious found her strength there. She realized that knowledge was her escape, her ticket to a better life. Can you feel it? That burning desire she had, deep within her, to break free from the chains of poverty. It wasn't just about surviving anymore. Precious had a mission, a purpose. Those years, no matter how tough, shaped her. They gave her the grit and resilience to defy the odds. So, when Precious was asked about her childhood dreams, she said something that struck me to the core. She said, "I didn't have the luxury of dreaming." Think about that for a moment. While many kids were dreaming of becoming doctors, astronauts, or world leaders, Precious was simply trying to survive. As the firstborn, she carried the weight of her family's struggles on her young shoulders. Her only dream was to find financial stability, to pull her family out of the dark hole of poverty. But here's the beautiful part, though she yearned for wealth, her heart was always drawn to others. Even in her struggle, Precious couldn't stand the idea of anyone else going through what she did. She didn't just want to climb out of poverty herself. She wanted to bring others with her. And that's exactly what she's doing today. The Stellar Initiative. It's not just a project. It's her life's work, her passion. Precious created it with one goal in mind, to give young children from underserved communities the same chance at education that her father fought so hard to give her. The Stellar Academy, a tech and creative school under the initiative, has transformed the lives of over 30 boys who once had no direction, no hope. Today, many of them are working in startups, solving real-world problems, contributing to society. And the impact? Over 20,000 children across Nigeria. That's not just a number, it's 20,000 lives changed forever. And yet, Precious doesn't stop there. She's a serial entrepreneur with multiple ventures. When she was asked how she juggles it all, her answer was simple but powerful: it's about building the right team. For each business, from her fashion tech startup Vend to her personal brand work, Precious surrounds herself with people who are not only skilled but share her passion. And that's how she balances it all, by trusting her team and letting them shine. One project she's particularly proud of is the Boycott Bootcamp, a program that empowers young boys with tech, creativity, and leadership skills. And she's not just empowering others, she's co-founded Vend, a fashion tech startup that's making high-end fashion accessible to Africans. Her work speaks volumes. From branding and communications for a prestigious university to managing portfolios of high-net-worth individuals, Precious' impact ripples far and wide. But what's really amazing is that none of this recognition came easy. Precious faced challenges that would have made others give up. Getting funding, finding the right talent, it was like climbing a mountain without the right gear. But Precious, she never let the lack of a silver spoon hold her back. Instead, she created something from nothing. That's why she started the Stellar Academy, to bridge the skill gap in Africa, to give others the opportunities she had to fight for. When she was asked what advice she has for women struggling to reach their full potential, her response was one we all need to hear: do it afraid. Fear is natural. Everyone faces it, but it's what you do with that fear that counts. Precious says, if it doesn't scare you, it's probably not worth doing. So, don't wait for someone to come and save you, save yourself. And finally, she was asked about one of the biggest moments in her life, when she was nominated for the Future Awards Young Person of the Year in 2023. Precious said, she didn't even know she was being considered. She hadn't applied, hadn't campaigned for it. Then, out of nowhere, came an email telling her she was nominated alongside some of the brightest minds in the country. It was humbling, it was validating, and this showed her that all her hard work was being noticed. That nomination wasn't just an honor, it was fuel. Fuel to keep going, to keep pushing her limits, and to continue making a difference. Today Precious is known as a sociopreneur extraordinaire, the founder of Stellar Initiative, Tempo Network and many more. So, as you listen to Precious' story, think about your own journey. Think about the challenges you faced, the obstacles in your path. And remember this, resilience isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. Precious did it. And so can you.